Hey guys. Hey guys. All right, gotta make sure we're on time. Yeah, guys. Today's gonna be an exciting live. I want you guys to double tap the screen. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I had an amazing weekend. I had an eventful weekend. My weekend was filled of a lot of triggers, but as I always tell you guys, I practice what I preach, and I'm getting going. Hold on, let me make sure. Oh, hold on, guys. Let me make sure this is okay. I want to make sure it's straight. Can you guys hear me? I also noticed that sometimes when I'm talking, the audio is not as clear. But is it good now? I literally have to keep this close to my mouth. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I don't think they can hear me. Loud and clear? Great. Is it too loud or is it decent? Is it too loud or is it good? Just let me know if it's too low, because I noticed that when I save the podcast, not the podcast, but the live, I noticed when I save it, sometimes the audio feels low. It sounds low when I'm, it's decent. Okay, so let me see if I can turn it up a bit. How about now? How about now? Is it better? Is it louder? Is it louder? It's perfect? Is it louder? I just want to make sure it's good. I want to make sure it's good. Is it better? Let me know. Is it better? Hello, lovely people. Hello. I want you guys to it's decent. Okay. Well, I guess when I'm editing, I'm going to have to increase the volume like I always do. I think thank you for telling me. I think because I'm using a small device to connect the microphone to the phone, that's why it's sounding like that. But I'm gonna do my best. Guys, I always ask for. Thank you, Tropical Baby. I always ask for 1K likes, but I'm going to ask for 2,000 likes because I feel like we're getting too accustomed. So I got to raise the bar. And while we wait for our 2,000 likes to happen, I do want to talk about right now. I actually want to talk about a comment that I just saw on my TikTok, because guys, what I usually do on TikTok and Instagram is I usually schedule my posts so I have more free time during the day, right? So I saw a post by this girl named Emmy, that's her name, and she was like, something about, Bestie, the Wealth Club, you see what's happening with China and how China's now exposing the luxury brands for free, and somebody's gonna come and do the same with the Wealth Club. We're gonna wait for that. And I just thought to myself, I'm not going to even align with that energy, because at the end of the day, as China is quote, quote, exposing Chanel and all these luxury brands, they're still getting paid. They're not giving you the bags for free. You still got to pay for it, right? So I'm just like, this is the type of broke energy that I'm not going to align with. Neither am I even going to entertain, because no matter how much free information you give someone, if they're not aligned mentally, emotionally, it's not going to work. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Think about all the free things you watched on YouTube, like how to make this or how to do this. You didn't do it because you didn't pay for it. Let's call a spade a spade. You probably didn't do it, or you weren't successful at it because, number one, you didn't have someone to guide you. And number two, because it was free, you didn't take it serious. If college was free, a lot of people would not hold the value of a degree. So it's kind of like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. I'm like, you know what? Okay, we're at 2K. Don't worry. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother. Anyways, guys, with the Wealth Club, you get access to speak to me anytime, and I also will give you a one-on-one call to, see if you have any blockage or you just need, the right direction. And what's going to be added this month is going to be the wealth code that I discovered this month, and I'm continuously learning from my mentor. And it's a lot. Obtaining wealth is more than just working hard, and I'm now realizing that, and I'm now understanding that. But let's get started on today's live, because I know you guys are like, let's get started. We're at 2K. You guys went above and beyond for 2K. So let me put my timer on, because you guys know I can talk all day long and then go over my timer. So I got to put my timer on. All right. So this live is going to be meant to be very deep and it's meant to be very spiritual. We're talking about the truth about destiny swamping. How energy, entanglements, and fear can delay your purpose. This is very, very deep. Let's talk about why your blessings feel blocked, and it has nothing to do with effort, because a lot of times some of you feel like your blessings is being blocked even though you're putting in so much effort, things like that. It has nothing to do with your effort, and I want you guys to understand this, and I'm going to say this again. If you're not mentally aligned, if you're not spiritually aligned with the right people, it does not matter how hard you work, you will find yourself running in the same place. You have to understand that. Ooh, and that's the truth. Anytime I say a fact, that's when the light cut off. So I'm saying the truth, right? So it don't matter. And that's what I had to also understand when it comes to just being better overall. If your mind and your energy is not mentally aligned, no matter how hard you work, you will stay in the same place. Now, let me explain to you guys what destiny swamping is. Have you ever looked around and felt like your life doesn't match the woman you're supposed to be? Let me ask you that again. Have you ever looked around and felt like your life does not match the woman you're supposed to be? Let's get into it. So we're in segment 1. What is destiny swamping? Destiny swamping, it's when someone hijacks or delay the divine path that was meant for you, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. I'll say that again for those in the back who may not have heard me. Destiny swamping is when someone hijacks or delay the divine path that was meant for you, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. People can block your path with jealousy, obsession, or spiritual manipulation. And sometimes you don't know when someone is jealous of you until you are aware. And I think that a lot of you need to start understanding the power of awareness, because when you are more aware of yourself, you become very aware of your surroundings. And some of you, and I'm not trying to make you guys freaked out, but I'm just trying to make you guys more aware. 2025 is the year of truth. And I'm really trying to make you guys think differently, because I know that majority of you, and even myself, sometimes you say you want different, but you find yourself in the same cycle because you're not looking at it from a different lens. So my job is to make you look at your life from a different point of view, because when you look at it from a different point of view, you're going to be able to observe and see certain impediments in your life, like, oh, this is a problem, oh, this is my problem, this is my habit, I keep doing this, I keep doing that. That is my job. That is the job of what Bestie Next Door is doing all 2025. And that's why it's really important for you to connect with me, because it's all about who you're interacting with, right? You can have romantic ties, friendships, and even family can anchor your destiny to delay. A lot of you don't understand that. Sometimes when your family is asking, how is this going? Or what's this? Or what's that? People can just be trying to indirectly micro your life and your success. Sometimes it's good to keep certain things to yourself. Don't feel like you have to explain. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people. And I had this problem at one point too, where I felt like, although my physical reality is not moving at the pace of my energy, I felt like I had to explain. And I think majority of people are like that, where you may be talking to your friend or your family or whoever, your lover, whatever it is, and that you feel the energetic change in your life. You may even feel the mental change in your life, but you feel like you have to explain it to the people around you because they can't see it themselves. And because you can't see it, so you're trying to explain the changes that you may be embarking. You're like, oh, this is what's happening, this is what's happening. You're trying to explain your vision, but your vision wasn't given to them. And sometimes when you tell someone your vision, they may not say it, because thoughts are the number one most kept secrets. Your thoughts are a kept secret, even with everyone thoughts is a kept secret. So you don't even know that you may be saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a billionaire next year, and you feel it, because it's all about how you feel. And that's what you guys got to understand when it comes to manifestation. Manifestation is not about writing scripts. It's not about, I believe. You must be confident in your abilities. Like, if you're not confident, it's almost like, think of it like this, and we're getting off topic, but I want you guys to really understand this whole thing that I'm talking about with destiny swamping, right? Think of it like this. You know when you're like, yo, I know I'm going to see somebody today, although I'm looking crazy. I know I'm going to see somebody. When you have that knowing, it's like you almost manifest seeing someone. So if you're not confident in knowing that I can become a billionaire and not believe, it's not just about, oh, I believe I'm going to be a billionaire. You have to be like, no, I know I'm going to be a billionaire. That's when it happens. You guys don't understand that reality is always going to prove you right. I'm going to say that again. Reality is always going to prove you right. One's in the chat if you guys understand what I just said. One's in the chat if you just understood what I said. Reality is always going to prove you right. But a lot of you misuse how reality works. You know, just like I mentioned about before, the example I used of knowing you're going to see someone when you're not looking your best, and you actually see someone when you're not looking your best. When you are confident, that's when things manifest. You have to be confident in whatever it is you're trying to manifest. And a lot of people don't spiritually understand that. And it keeps them in the same loop of looking for different ways to achieve their goals, whether it be from scripting, praying. And I also learned this, and I'm going to tell you guys this for free because I learned this. When you pray, don't pray with the I want. Pray with the I know or I have, because the universe is only going to give you what you already have. So you can't be like, I'm going to give you guys an example. And guys, listen to everything that I'm telling you. Every episode that I've been dropping this 2025 has been a gem, and it's not a lie. Whether you understand it now, you will understand exactly what I mean later. Listen to everything I'm telling you, because I'm learning, and as I'm learning and as I'm growing to this highest level of myself, I'm sharing this information with you guys. When you are praying, when we are taught to pray in a way of, oh God, please bless me. Oh God, I hope that this is going to work. Oh God, make this work. Not understanding that God is within all of us. Since God has unlimited source, then the unlimited source is within us all. You cannot pray. You should not be praying of hopes. You should be praying with the confidence of, since I am also a God, it's going to happen, and I already have it. And I can't remember the exact Bible verse that said something about Jesus, or Jesus was saying, how can you say that you have it? Okay, Mark 9:23. If thou can believe it, Mark 9:23. If thou can believe, all things are possible to him that believe it. So you have to believe. No matter what, you have to believe. And I'm preaching you guys something that took me about 8 years to get to. I had to go to a whole nother country. If I was still in Brooklyn, I would not be this aware that I'm at. I would not be as aware as I am right now. So I'm teaching you guys this because the more aware you become, the more you're able to observe the people that's in your life and to enter the reality that you find to be more favorable. Can I get some ones in the chat? Oh, love from Maldives. All right. So now what I was talking about was destiny swamping. People can block your path with jealousy, obsession. Even a guy that's obsessed, like I'm so obsessed, he can block your destiny. Destiny swamping is a real thing, guys. Destiny swamping is a real thing. Do not look at this world like, oh, she's just bugging, or no. There's a spiritual world and there's a physical world. I want you guys to understand. If you think you can change your reality just by the physical realm, you are playing yourself. That's the reason why you're still in the same place. That is the reason why you are still in the same place, because you think you can change your reality with the physical realm. It needs to be both the spiritual and the physical. But let's continue. Romantic ties, friendships, and even family can anchor your destiny to delay. Sometimes we swamp our own destinies through words like, I don't need much, I'll never leave him, I'm okay playing small. And, you know, this is a very deep thing, because a lot of women swamp their own destinies by saying things like, oh, I don't need much. I'm just a girl who don't need much. You know, I just need, if I could just have this, you know, I'll never leave him. I'm okay with playing small. You are using your tongue to curse your own destiny every single day, and you don't realize it. And I want you guys to be very mindful of your tongue. Be mindful of what you say. You need it all. I need it all. And it's not even I need it. I have it all. In order for you to change external things around you, you must first do the work internally. If you do not do the work internally, you are still going to stay in the same place. I promise you, because I'm the girl. Listen, I'm the girl that worked hard. Like, I'm a Capricorn, so by nature, I work hard. By nature. By nature, I'm a hard worker. I'm like, yeah, I need to make 20 accounts. But what I always forgot over the years is internal work. Until you understand the internal work that needs to be done for you to shift the external world around you, you will be working hard in the same place. This is why you find girls that have multiple jobs. They have I know girls that have 3-4 jobs and they still not making enough. Working hard to stay in the same place, and stop looking at money as the golden ticket. You are unlimited source. I want you to understand, and I think that society has a way to suppress this information and make it so difficult so the average person does not understand. And it took me years to come to this concept and understand that all this validation that we seek outside is literally internal. Like, okay, for example, right? I want to use what China is doing on TikTok as a primary example of how we value things. Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, right? We all look at those as high value brands. Like, if you're wearing that, that means you got money. Like, you really that girl, you this and that. Mind you, look at how much it costs them to make it. Everything is all about perception. Thank you, B. Everything is all about perception. I want you guys to understand that. When you can perceive yourself a certain way, people perceive you that way you see yourself. How people see you is a reflection of how you see yourself. A lot of you think that you need a Chanel bag to be valuable or to be that girl. A lot of you think you need these external brands to really show up like you have money. But to be really fair, people who really have money, they're okay with the white t-shirt and some pants because they don't need external validation because they're validated within. Even if you want to shop DHgate, that's up to you. It's all about you. Nobody should validate you but yourself. Nobody. Even if you decide to still shop at these luxury brands for the feel, that's okay. It's about you, not because you want to look or chase validation from external people. Because if you chase external validation, you will continuously be chasing external validation. Guys, even with me right now, as I'm talking about this new stuff, and I'm no longer talking about Dusties, Brokies, and all these normal conversations, I'm losing followers by the day. But as I'm losing followers by the day, I'm also gaining. I've noticed. I'm like, damn, my followers is actually going down because I'm no longer talking about the regular, and some girls feel intimidated by me talking about the Wealth Club. I'm not talking about, a She Daddy playbook. They're like, oh, the Wealth Club? Oh, no. She's just trying to... And I'm okay with that. Because I don't seek external validation. I know the value. I know the value of myself. I know the value of what I'm teaching. I know the value, and I know the right audience is going to find me. But the old audience is stuck to that old perception of Bestie that will talk about brokies, 50-50, how to get money from men. But no, Bestie is growing. Bestie is understanding life. Bestie is at a different level of awareness. And not everybody and not all my audience is going to be okay with that. And I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. But one thing I'm going to tell you is this. The only reason why a lot of you stay in the situations, and I'm going to say this because this is not even about this, what I'm about to say has nothing to do with this topic, but I'm going to say it because I know. The only reason why some of you tolerate disrespect and stay with the guy that gives you the bare minimum is all because of money. So now if I get you to the point where you remove the money aspect, where you're making your own money, not with a job, just making your own money from home, digitally, you are going to look at men a different way. And this is not about, I'm not going to date the guys with money because I have my own money. You're still going to date the guys with money. Remember, it's all about perception. Whatever you give your attention to is what is going to manifest in your reality. Am I saying too much? Am I saying too much? Let me know. Because I just said a whole lot. I had to let that out. Once in the chat, let me know. Did you guys pick up everything I just said? Did you guys pick up everything that I just said? If you want to know what the Wealth Club is, click the link in my bio. Click the link in my bio. Inside the Wealth Club, I am going to drop Because it's not only me, I'm not the instructor, there's other instructors inside. However, before the end of this month, I'm going to make sure the Wealth Club is updated with the secret code to success. Because I've realized in my journey of me being a digital entrepreneur and me just being online, I always felt like I had to work hard. And you don't have to work hard once you understand the simple science that they make so difficult. Like these spiritual people and manifestation people make it seem so difficult. They gatekeep this information. They literally gatekeep it. And that's why even the worst person, the person that you feel like is the shittiest person, like, damn, this person is so bad. How come good things is happening to them? It's all about how they've been perceiving themselves. Thank you, love. You ever sat, guys, one's in the chat, have you ever sat and wondered and said, this girl, she's so mean, like she's so mean, but she's always getting money, like she's always winning. Why is she always winning? And I'm such a good person and I don't have the life she has. Perception. Internally, she values herself. Internally, she knows her worth. So that's the reason why, even though she's a shitty person, she may be mean, she may have an ugly personality, but because she has done the internal work and she knows her value internally, she's able to shift her reality to the one that she desires. One's in the chat, if that makes sense. One's in the chat, if that makes sense. Because I know a few people, but I'm like, damn, bitch, you're not even nice. You're not even a nice person. How come good things keep happening to you? Perception. Internal work. One's in the chat. I want to make sure you guys are following. One's in the chat so we can continue. One's in the chat. And I'll wait. I think I'm delayed. Am I a little delayed? All right. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? I want to make sure you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. One's in the chat. One's in the chat. All right. Let's get back to our topic, which is destiny swamping. Destiny swamping. Right? So we talked about how people can block it through jealousy, and you can block it by saying things like, I don't need much, I'll never leave him, I'm okay with playing small. And examples of this, people destiny swamping, would be people constantly copying you, then their life blows up. You feel foggy or tired in certain relationships. Have you ever felt so foggy and tired in a certain relationship, like, damn, every time you're next to this person, either your body hurts or you don't have a level of clarity? That's a sign. That's a sign. Or you may be dating a particular man and everything in your life just seems to be going slow. Nothing is going right. And the moment you let him go, all of a sudden your ideas and your confidence return. Some people may not believe you, but Bestie next door, I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. You're not crazy. You just weren't protected. And no one taught you how to spiritually guard what was meant for you. Because a lot of people talk about guarding your physical assets, but they don't talk about your spiritual assets, because there's a lot of people that can see your star. Remember what I was telling you guys about entities, right? If you listen to my episodes last week where I was talking about entities and want to exist, sometimes these spiritual entities can enter the people around you and steal your star. This is some deep conversation that we're talking about. This is deep. So you have to be guarding yourself spiritually, even by what you consume on social media. Even by what you consume on social media. Guys, we are in a spiritual warfare. I want you guys to understand. And the moment you become more aware, the closer you become to God. The higher you get in your awareness is the closer you become to God. You do not need a pastor. You do not need a tarot reader. You do not need a spiritual godmother or godfather, whatever you want to call it, to tell you these things or to connect you to high source. You need to become aware, because the more aware you become, the more you're able to live the life that you desire. If you stay at this place, if you stay at this ground level, you will stay in a circle. You will keep running in a circle. I want you guys to understand. Your awareness is your direct connection to God, because God created all of us, which means God is within all of us. It's almost like baking a cake, right? You need sugar. Although the final result is a cake, but sugar is inside cake, right? So if God created all of us, that means God is within all of us. I want you to think about that deeply. Just like rice. Your final result may be rice, but salt is inside of rice. Starch is inside of rice. Am I saying something or am I saying something? I want you guys to understand what I'm saying on a deep level. This is not something that's surface level. This is a deep conversation that we're having right now. And you being on my live or you listening to this replay means that you are trying to enter a new reality, a new identity. And I'm going to tell you guys this because I'm going through it right now. Your old self is going to trigger you constantly. As Bestie is talking to you about awareness, right? I'm talking to you about awareness and how to be more aware. And I'm telling you that your level of awareness is your direct connection to God, as I'm telling you this now, right? But your old identity wants to exist because it's what you're used to. You've been with that identity for years. So now that you're trying to step into a new reality, a new level of awareness, you're going to find yourself tugging. I'm going to tell you this right now. You're going to find yourself tugging. How? Bestie, how am I tugging? Situations are going to happen to make you frustrated, to make you react. And the moment you react, it's going to bring you right back. Sometimes, before you react, it's good to sit for a second before you react and ask yourself, how would my new identity handle this? Would she yell? Would she be frustrated? Or will she be at peace knowing that, delay is a blessing? For example, I'm going to give you a simple example. Let's say you're driving and now you're stuck in traffic, right? You know how traffic can be very frustrating. It can be very frustrating. It can be very annoying because you're delaying your time, right? You were supposed to be somewhere at 2:10 and now you left the house early and you're still stuck in traffic at 1:50 p.m. Your old self will be honking, yelling like, you'll be like, girl, I'm so mad I'm in traffic. Frustration, emotion, energy, and motion. Because you are reacting and because you are releasing that emotion, you are now gluing yourself back to your old identity. Are we listening? But if you look at it from your new identity, your new self will be relaxed because you would know that every delay is a blessing. So instead of you honking, screaming, being upset, you would say, let me put on a podcast. Let me use this time well. Let me put on an audiobook on YouTube so I can actually finish my audiobook. Or let me listen to some meditation music. Let me prepare myself for the journey that I'm going, my destination. Whether it be, let's say you're going for a job interview, right? So instead of you being upset, because emotion is energy in motion, right? And having the thought of why is this happening? People's not moving. You would listen to a frequency, take music, audio, to get yourself mentally ready for that interview instead of putting yourself out of touch. I'm going to block you. Sorry, guys. I had to block that person because they're sitting there talking about single ladies in Nigeria, and we're having a deep conversation, and I'm pretty sure it's making you guys like, what the hell's going on? So I had to block that person. Sorry. Because the devil's at work. But you know what? God is working harder. Hello. So you have to, first of all, you got to get to a place where you are aware of your thoughts and your emotions, because your emotions is what manifests in your reality. Did you guys get that? Can somebody write that in the chat if you guys understood what I just said? Your emotions are what manifests in your reality. Emotion, energy, and motion, right? Think about it. When you are frustrated, the universe gives you more things to be frustrated about. When you are happy, the universe gives you more things to be happy about. I want you guys to always remember, this is not about being like overly happy and, oh, you know, acting like you're on, you know, 2 cups of coffee. This is not about that. It's just more about being aware and redirecting your emotions. If you can't even control yourself, then how can you control your reality? If you can't control yourself, then how can you control your reality? Reality will control you since you can't control yourself. What do I mean? Reality will keep pushing you things that you don't want because you don't know how to control yourself to alter your emotions so reality can listen to you instead of you listening to it. Once in the chat, if you guys understood what I just said. Because that came from the spirit. And I want to make sure I stay. Jesus Christ. I want to make sure I stay on track. We're getting into segment 2. One in the chat if you guys understood what I just said. Segment 2. Ones in the chat. I am not going to start until I see some ones in the chat. Because you know what? Besties dropping game. And putting one in the chat is free. You see what I'm saying? You people, even free stuff, you guys are still hesitant. This stuff is free. I'm telling you something. Oops. I'm giving you game that will change your life. That will change your life. This is something that once you master, you will be at a different level of peace. You will have a different level of clarity. You are not going to be scared of anything. You're not going to fear, the money. You're not going to fear relationships. You're not going to fear anything. So now we're in segment 2. Signs you've been destiny swamped. You feel stuck, unmotivated, or confused after being around certain people. You feel stuck, unmotivated, or confused after being around certain people. Have you been around someone and you feel so like, damn, like you just feel confused. You feel stuck. You don't feel like doing anything. You just feel lazy. You feel energy drained. This is what I'm talking about with you guys being aware. You have to be aware. Don't be like, oh, that don't mean nothing. I was just tired. I had a long day. No, there's no reason why you should be around certain people and feel unmotivated, confused, and drained. You need to be aware. Your body is always going to tell you when someone is not for you or when someone is sucking your energy. Be aware. A lot of you suppress your intuition. That's the reason why you have that stagnation, because you're not listening. Listen to your body. Anytime you feel unmotivated, you feel stuck, you feel confused, pay attention to the people you're around. You feel off track for no reason. You've been doing the work, but nothing feels aligned. Other people profit off your energy. They watch you, copy you, and succeed, but you stay stuck. Dreams feel confusion. Sorry, hold on. That was a little tongue twister. Dreams feel confusion or dark. Sometimes you wake up tired like your spirit was busy all night. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes you wake up tired like your spirit was busy all night. Have you ever had you slept for a good 6-7 hours? And then you wake up feeling like, damn, like, I'm tired. Like your spirit was busy all night fighting. And some people may not remember their dreams, especially if you sleep with your TV on. Do not sleep with your TV on. Do not sleep with your TV on. When you sleep with your TV on, you are programming your subconscious mind. I want to read this comment. Somebody said, Sham said, last year I dated a guy and he suddenly became so successful, but my progress was stagnant. Had to let him go because he destiny swamped. And sometimes, like, you have to understand what you give attention to manifest, right? So you have to rebook it. Like, nope. That's why, like, you know, some of you think it's just, oh, I'm just sleeping with this guy or I'm just dating this guy. It's deeper than just that. Some of these guys take more from you. You may be feeling like, oh, I'm sleeping with this guy and he's going to give me $5,000 or he's going to give me $10,000. But you don't even know what the guy is taking from you the moment he lays down with you. Am I saying something? You do not know what the guy is taking away from you the moment he lays down with you. Even old men, even these old guys that love sleeping with young girls, that they like, oh, well, he's paying my bill, so I'm going to just give him the cookie for tonight because he going to, pay my rent for the next 6 months. You don't even know what you're spiritually exchanging. You don't even know what you are spiritually exchanging. Hold on, let me repeat this. You don't even know what you're spiritually exchanging, guys. There's a lot of things that you guys may not see and you may not understand. You may be wondering why this business is not moving. You may be asking yourself, why am I not as motivated as I once was? Check the people you are around. Check the men that you are sleeping with. You are in a spiritual warfare, and I'm not trying to make you scared. I just want you to be aware. I want you to be aware. You stay in rooms you know you've outgrown energetically. You are paying rent in a place you already outlived. So sometimes, we women, we tend to do this a lot. We stay in rooms where, we've outgrown, where you stay in a relationship and you've outgrown that guy. But you just want to stay there because you're comfortable and you're scared of what they've told you of, the devil that you know is better than the angels that you don't. But bitch, I want to see the angels. You know what? Yeah. I want to see the angels. Fear, faith, doubt is all the same thing. Believing in something you cannot see. A lot of people like to project their mistakes and their reality and their fear onto you. And you have to be aware enough to realize that if you give it attention, because attention is currency, if you give it emotion, energy and motion, that is what is going to manifest in your reality. I want you guys to understand. A lot of the things that these women be talking about online, it's a lot of projection going on, and you accept it. So one of the projections that women project is, wealthy women, some, not all, will project is, oh, if you make your own money as a woman, rich men don't like rich girls. That's not true. That's completely not true, because when you understand that when you remove the money aspect in a relationship, you get to see who the person truly is, right? So you can't say that rich men don't like rich girls because of their money. It's not even about the money, it's their personality. So there's no amount of money that can change someone's personality. I want you guys to understand that. There's no amount of money that can change someone's personality. That's why I tell you, ladies, that a man having money does not mean he's a nice person. He can be the worst person in the world. Just because he has money, that doesn't mean he's a nice person. But when you eliminate the money part, because you get money as well, you're going to be able to see the guy for who he truly is. Narcissistic, controlling. And that's not to say that all men with money are terrible people. I want you guys to get out of the thinking of, men that have money are terrible people. I want you guys to get out of that thinking. If you keep thinking like that, that's exactly what you're going to keep receiving. I want you to understand. You have the power to attract and remove anything you want. But the moment you feel like you don't have the power is when reality is going to show you. Reality is going to control you instead of you controlling it. Stop accepting the reality of other people. You can be a feminine, rich woman and still have a provider man. Because now when you remove, like I said, when you remove the money aspect, you start to ask yourself, are we compatible? Now, is this someone I can trust to be my husband? Is this someone I can trust to lead? Is this someone I can trust to be a father? You start looking at things more deeply. Because life is more than what you see. It's not by eyesight, it's by mind sight. It's not by eyesight, it's by mind sight. A lot of people are experiencing reality from eyesight, or what they see. And that's the reason why they can't change their reality as fast or manifest the things that they want, because they have forgotten that it's by mind sight. It's by mind sight. I like to use this example. It's almost like, a skinny person that gained weight, right? Because they're mentally skinny, they don't realize that physically they've gained weight. They may still feel like they could wear, that's how you see some girls a little bit chubby. They still wear certain kind of clothes, like skimpy clothes, because mentally they still feel skinny until someone tells them like, yo, you're getting big, you're getting big, you're getting big. Likewise, someone who loses weight. Actually, that's a better example. The person who lose weight. Because sometimes some women can be 300 pounds, and when they finally get to 150 pounds, they still feel big. Because mind, eyesight, your eyes can play tricks on you. You may be, losing weight physically, and you look in the mirror and you see yourself losing weight, but mentally, that's how body dysmorphia creeps in, because it's mind sight, not eyesight. It's mind sight, not eyesight. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? So if you're not mentally aligned, then it's always going to be a constant battle. No matter how hard you try, your reality is always going to keep playing tricks on you. Because why? It's one step ahead. It's one step ahead. In order for you to be ahead of reality, and in order for you to change reality to your desirable reality, you have to be mentally aligned, mentally ready. Imagination. When we were kids, hey love, when we were kids, right? They told us that, oh, get out of your imagination, get out of your imagination. That was their way of keeping us suppressed. Because think of it like this, guys. This is deep. Listen to what I'm saying. This is very deep. If all of us were to become aware, the value of money would not exist. Bestie, what do you mean? Everybody values money, but realistically, you value $1 bill, but a dollar bill is just a piece of paper, right? If we think about this deeply, it don't matter what currency, pounds, euros, dollar, I don't care what currency. If you think about money, right? The money you're holding physically is literally a piece of paper. It holds no value. It cannot save you if you're in fire. It cannot save you it can't save you. Realistically, it really cannot save you. It can't. It has no value. You cannot put money on a table that's not sturdy. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like if you want to sturdy a table, you cannot put, it's not going to, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like it's not going to make the table sturdy. You cannot use money to start a fire unless you already have fire. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So if everybody became that aware to understand that the value is within, then a lot of things will not have value. That's why, and that's how they keep everyone suppressed. By making sure that everyone is not aware. Even pastors in churches. Even religion. I don't even want to get into how religion is too deep, but I'm going to just briefly say this. A lot of pastors in churches, they capitalize off your fantasy of believing that the more you offer and the closer you get to a pastor is the closer you get to God, when the pastor is just human like you. The pastor is human just like you, but the only difference between you and the pastor is the pastor has mastered awareness. Thank you. Dawn commented and said, we are literally in a controlled environment. They do it for greed. Exactly. Because they like keeping everyone suppressed. And it's either you know or you don't. And that's why Bestie's trying to wake it up for you guys. Pastors have mastered awareness. That's it. Tarot readers have mastered awareness. That's it. Spiritual goddess, grandfather, whatever you want to call it, have mastered awareness. That's it. That's the only difference between you and them. That's it. Being close to a pastor is not your direct connection to God. You becoming aware is you being connected to God. Am I saying something or am I saying something? Let's continue. We're in segment 2. I know we kind of got off track. You guys know how I like to bounce from topic to topic. I always bounce around. I'm always going in the spirit. But we're on segment 2 where we're talking about signs you've been destiny swamped, right? We talked about you feel stuck, unmotivated, confused after being around certain people. You've been working but nothing feels aligned. Other people profit off your energy. They watch you, copy you, and succeed, but you stay stuck. Your dreams feel confusing or dark. Sometimes you wake up and you still feel tired. You've known you've outgrown energetically. Okay, sorry. You stay in rooms you've outgrown energetically. You're paying rent in a place you already outlived. You're always the blueprint, but never the one rewarded. You feel drained, heavy, disconnected from yourself. You lost momentum after a soul tie, toxic friendship, or a settling season. Romantic sexual relationships leave you drained. That soul tie didn't just mess with your heart, it rerouted your future. It rerouted your future. So the women that are in soul ties where they're like, oh, I can't live without him, I can't do this without him. Just think about Krishan Rock. I want to use her as an example. She's a primary example of how she tatted Blueface all over her neck. And, you know, although some of you may feel like she was gaining popularity, but it actually saved Blueface's career as well. It literally saved his career as well, because his career was declining a bit. It was. Until he got with her, it's like he almost destiny swamped. Because no matter what he did, he was still getting popular at the expense of degrading her, at the expense of her not realizing or keeping her in a shadow of her worth. And I'm not saying it to like, I'm just saying it on a deep level. Think about what I'm saying. Like, even now that he's in jail, she's still soul tied to him. And that soul tie didn't just mess with her heart, it rerouted her future. So her future is going to be completely different now. I want you guys to understand something. And this is a deep thing that I'm going to let you guys understand. You make a choice every single day on how you want your reality to be. The choices you made last week, you know, even less, I want to go as simple as weight loss, right? As simple as weight loss. The choices you made last week to eat Domino's, to eat Chick-fil-A, to eat sushi, to eat out, is why this week you're not losing weight. Every single choice you make directs your future to your desired reality, or it reroutes it to a reality you don't want. Or you stay in the same place. You make the choice. I want you guys to understand. This is deeper than, oh, just date a man with money. You have the choice. And I feel like the problem with a lot of women, especially in 2025, is they feel like they don't have the choice. And they like to blame men and say, oh, it's the man's fault I'm not here. It's the man's fault I'm big. It's the man's fault. No, babes, it's your fault because you chose to stay in the same place. I want you guys to try everything I'm telling you about being aware and killing your old identity, which I talked to you guys about in my last week episodes where I said you should be doing a funeral. I want you guys to try everything I'm saying. Clearly, what you're doing is not giving you the results you want. So that clearly Bestie may be on to something. Try something new. Yeah. Just like how you trust fear, I want you to also have faith. I want you to also have faith. A lot of you are allowing your friends, your family, and men in your life to make the decision on how you live your life. You feel like you have to explain. You feel like you have to validate. You don't have to validate anything to anyone. Do not make anyone make you feel like you are not who you think you are. Do not make anyone make you feel like you are not who you think you are, all because they want you to fit in their reality. You are exactly who you think you are. So the moment you realize, instead of saying, oh, you know, Bestie, I'm trying to manifest $1 million, or oh, Bestie, I want to make $20,000 a month. Instead of saying, I want to become $20,000. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? When you become $20,000 subconsciously, because if you listen to what I'm saying, all the people who are wealthy, they tell you these things, but they say it in a way that seems so fancy and complicated. But Bestie is making it very simple. I'm making it very simple for you to understand, because it took me, after listening to multiple people. I don't watch TV. I am not the person who watch reality shows. I'm not tuned into that. I'm someone who likes deep conversations. That's the type of person I am on a normal basis when I have free time, right? Because I like to learn. I like to feed my mind. And after years of looking for answers, because rich people and wealthy people, they make this thing sound so difficult, but it's not that difficult. It's very simple. Once you become the money you're looking to manifest, that's when it manifests in your reality. It manifests in your reality the moment you become it. Because money itself has no value. Let me say that again. Money itself has no value. $100 bill has no value. You could rip it, shred it, smoke it, has no value. So currency, when we call it currency, is energy. So until you subconsciously say, okay, you know what? I am not chasing money, because I am money and everything I need is internal, not external. You'll start to see a reality change. The way you feel, the way you think, the decisions you make. I'm a Capricorn, babes. I'm a Capricorn. The way you think, everything starts to change when you subconsciously say, you know what? I am $20,000. Not I'm looking for, because you can't change reality with reality. Bestie, what do you mean? You can't change reality with reality. Bestie, I don't understand what you mean. I'll give you an example. Like I mentioned before, a person who was 300 pounds, who is now 100 and something pounds, because their reality is them being skinny. Mentally, they're still fat. They have what? Body dysmorphia. Because why? Mentally, they haven't adapted their skinny persona. So because they're mentally still fat, they end up saying, you know what, I need to lose more weight. I still got fat hair. I still got fat hair. I still got fat hair. Because why? They changed reality with reality. And although you may see this person like, girl, you're still skinny, they haven't fixed the cause, which is the mental. That's how people have these eating disorders, like I mentioned, body dysmorphia. It's not eyesight. And I'm going to say this again because I want it to stick in your head. It's not eyesight. It's mindsight. Mentally. How strong are you? Are you disciplined? You could be disciplined in your physical realm all you want, but are you mentally disciplined? Because the more mentally disciplined you are, you're going to be able to identify people who are draining you, the men that no longer serve you. You're not going to be scared to next caller. The reason why a lot of you are scared to next caller is because you feel like somebody else is not going to pick up the next call. I can always tell how you guys or some of you are thinking by the decisions you make and the things you say. I can always tell limiting beliefs by what comes out the person's mouth. We're like, oh, I'm scared. What if I don't find another guy? Why would you not find another guy? Do you not see yourself as a valuable woman to find someone else better? Do you not believe that you are valuable enough to find someone else better? Because if you don't believe it, it don't matter how much you try to lie to me or lie to your friends. You're never going to find a better guy. Let's clock it. You can lie to your mom, to your friends, and you can even lie to me if you book me one-on-one and say, yeah, bestie, I believe. But if you're not confident that, I know my worth and I know. If you don't have the knowing and you just believe, I believe, if it happens, that means you're not going to get a better guy. Because mentally, you're not confident. Just like how I used the example earlier where I said, you know how, like, let's say you go outside and you're not looking your best. You're like, I know I'm going to see somebody. You know the confidence you put into knowing you're going to see someone and you actually see the person? That's the knowing you need to have in your abilities. Because the universe always wants to prove you're right. The universe always wants to prove that you are right. Are you guys not understanding? So when you say, I know I'm a fail, just think about it when you were in high school. If you're in high school and college, you're like, I know I'm a fail. I didn't study. I know I'm a fail. Because you were so confident that you were going to fail, you failed. Oh, I know I'm going to get fired. Oh, I know I'm going to get fired. Because you know you were going to get fired, you got fired. Oh, I know I'm going to get a ticket today. I know I'm going to get a parking ticket. Because you were confident that you were going to get a parking ticket, you got the parking ticket. On and on and on and on and on. So that goes to show you that, Bestie is actually saying the fact. That's actually true. I never thought of it like that because it's true. When you have the utmost confidence in something, it always happens. So now you need to work on your confidence and you need to work on your subconscious mind. Because no matter how much you try to lie to your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, no matter how much you try to lie in your conscious mind, meaning like, I believe I'm going to get the job. You saying I believe, subconsciously, that identifies as I'm not confident I'm going to get it. Because if you're confident that you're going to get the job, and I'm using that as an example, you would say, I know I'm going to get the job, not I believe. I believe is fickle. I believe is fickle. I know. And I'm going to use this example again just to make you guys really understand and to make it stick in your head. Think about, oh, yeah, well, I believe I'm going to see somebody. You've never said on the day you look the worst, oh, I believe I'm going to see somebody. Because if you say you believe, that means it's a chance, but you're not really too sure. But when you're like, I know I'm going to see someone, you see the person. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Once in the chat, if you guys understand what I'm saying. I just want to make sure you guys understand exactly what I'm trying to say. Confidence, knowing. Knowing is what gives you what you desire. When you believe, it's too fickle. Belief is too fickle. But knowing is, oh yeah, certain. You got to be certain in your abilities, not uncertain. The more uncertain you are, is the more reality controls you. I'm going to say that again because that was a good bar. The more uncertain you are about reality, where you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, I don't know, the more reality controls you. I'm going to give you an example. Have you ever left a man and realized you suddenly feel like yourself again? That's not just emotional, it's energetic. You were entangled with someone who benefited from your stuckness. A lot of you are dating men who benefit from you being stuck. Let's talk about it. Let's clock it. A lot of you date men who benefit from you being stuck. And that's why I'm trying to wake it up all 2025, because men who have money, and I'm not saying it from a bad point of view, I'm saying it in a way for you to understand that you may be dating a man with money and he tells you, oh, don't start that business, don't do nothing with your life. But you don't understand that he's benefiting from you not doing anything. You are fueling his success. Ooh. Bestie, what do you mean? Bestie, what are you saying? Oh my God, Bestie, I never thought of it like that. Oh, yeah, because Bestie's waking it up. You see, I tell you guys that you are in a spiritual warfare, and I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm actually saying it for real. You guys don't understand that men benefit from you being stuck. There's life in your womb. Them sleeping with you and you just like, oh my God, I'm living the best life ever. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to chase my dreams and aspirations. I don't have to go to the gym. My man has money. He told me I could sit at home and do nothing. He's benefiting off of your stuckness. And then when he gets you to the lowest point of life, like where you no longer see your worth anymore, you're not confident, you have now exhausted all your options, that's when he dumped you. Think of Diaries of a Mad Black Woman. Diaries of a Mad Black Woman. She was dating the rich lawyer, right? She was doing everything right. Because again, that's the dream most women have. That's the dream most women have. Of, oh, I married a rich lawyer and, I'm good. And guys, watch these movies. I want you to now watch the movie with a different point of view. Right? Because a lot of you are like, oh, men aren't shit. No. That wasn't the message of the movie. Listen. Oh, I married a rich lawyer. She did everything right. She made sure she looked good, spent his money well. But she signed a prenup. She didn't use his money to flip her money. And what happened? He stripped her to the lowest level of confidence, where she was like, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? And he dragged her out, threw her out, boom, and brought in the next woman. He used her, destiny swamp, right? That's what we were talking about, destiny swamping. He benefited off of her stuckness, became a rich lawyer, and then kicked her to the curb. And she had to start all over again. Then we look at Tyler Perry's relationship where his wife became a drug addict. Guys, I want you to start watching these movies from a different point of view. Now that you're more aware, you're going to start seeing the real message, because the message that everybody grabbed from it was like, oh, men ain't shit. They make sure you, but no, you have to think of it deeply. Why didn't she use the money he had and the money he was making? Why didn't she have her own dreams and aspirations? Because realistically, you can't tell me, there's not one woman that did not have dreams before meeting a man. Let's clock it. Let's clock it. Every single woman, they have dreams before they meet a man, but as soon as they meet a man, all of a sudden their dreams get clouded. It's like, oh, I had a baby. You know, I did this. That's usually how they... Oh, bestie, no, don't say it. I'm going to say it. Bestie's going to say it. Usually what they do is, if we look at all, and there's nothing against marriages. I just want you guys to look at this thing from a deep level. It's too deep. If you look at these women who are like so close to success, all of a sudden, pregnancy. Oh, no, I had a baby. You know, it's like... And there's nothing wrong. Listen, there's nothing wrong with you having a baby. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. I just want you guys to understand what I'm saying with how some men benefit from you being stuck. And then you would have the baby, and then you will stop your life because you're like, you know what? I'm focused on my family. I'm focused on building the relationship with my husband and my kids. And then before you know it, he grows successfully because men don't stop. And I'm not trying to make you guys become masculine. This is not, I want you guys to understand, this is not about me trying to make you guys masculine or, oh, you got to be in a competition with your man. This is not that. It's just about awareness. Awareness. Who were you before you met the man? A lot of you date men and don't realize that you are the fuel to his success. And it says it in the Bible. You are the fuel to his success, and you won't even realize it. You won't realize that you're going down, but you're going down and you're building him up. A lot of you trade your dreams just because you're with a man. Oh, bestie, why would you say it? Because bestie's telling you the truth. Bestie's not lying. Love is a very toxic drug. Love can make someone do the craziest sporadic things. Because why? Love, hate, frustration, sadness, hurt, energy, emotion. Someone comment, Free Tower Girl said, he made me feel so lame. Then 10 years later, he was the one boring me to death. And I found out who I used to be is so cool. Exactly. You have to you are now regaining your power now. Regain your power now. That's why I tell you, ladies, and I'm going to tell you guys all 2025, because this is not about bashing men. I am not bashing men at all. We love men. We love men. We love them. You know what I'm saying? We love them. But you need to be very aware. You need to be aware of the spiritual entities you guys entangle yourself with. Because destiny swamping is a real thing. And a lot of men are sucking women's destinies without them realizing. They be like, damn, I don't even know who I am anymore without him. And now all of a sudden he's successful. He got the new job. He's making more money. Guys, this is deep stuff that I'm telling you guys about. Hold on, let me do the verification. I want you guys to be aware. Okay, so now we're on segment 3 because I time. I'm on time. Oh shit! Every time I always go over. I don't think 1 hour is enough for me at this point. All right, we're on segment 3. How destiny swamping spiritually happens. Okay. All right. So I want to explain how destiny swamping happens. It happens through soul ties, sex with unhealed partners. Sex with the wrong person can literally delay your destiny. You transfer your energy, burden, and even spiritual agreements. Sometimes, you ladies will think that, oh, I'm just sleeping with him for money. And you guys don't understand. Because most, like these rich men, and that's why I'm trying to let you guys think differently. I'm trying to make you guys redirect your thinking and how you view men with money. Because I realize that there's this, pedestal where, girls are on their knees and their knees and hands with their tongue out when they see a guy with money, all because they don't really understand what I'm talking about, this level of awareness that I'm talking about. Because these men with money, they already know that they can energetically suck from you. They can give you, because again, money means nothing, right? So money means nothing, right? So they know they can give you the little $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 they give you. And that's why there's some men that like to have sex before meetings. Ooh, bestie. Oh, I'm clocking it. That's why there's some men that will literally say, you know what, call a prostitute or call that girl. Let me call that girl before my meeting. Because they know this thing. They know this. They can give you $1,000, $2,000 of paper money means absolutely, I can give you that. But if I can suck your destiny to make my destiny fatter, why not? Why not? That's why you be like, oh, why is he having sex before a meeting? Oh, why is he having sex in between meetings? Transferring energy and spiritual agreements. Bestie. Destiny swamping happens through soul ties, sex with unhealed partners, sex with the wrong people, and spiritual agreements through verbal covenants and beliefs. Destiny swamping happens through verbal covenants and beliefs. I'm going to give you an example. I can't leave him equals energetic tie. I can't leave him equals energetic tie. That's a covenant. You saying, and I'm going to give you guys 15 minutes of my time because I'm already short on time and I don't like my lives to be too long. But I'm telling you guys, listen to what Bestie Next Door is telling you right now, because some of you have said that. I can't leave him. I can't live without him. You are making a covenant, a verbal covenant. Destiny swamping by saying, I can't leave him. I can't live without him. I don't know what I'm going to do. Energetic tie. Dream manipulations and spiritual agreements. You may have said things like, I'll always love him, or I don't care if I'm broke, not knowing you were giving spiritual permission for delay. Hey, I'm waking it up all 2025. Oh, don't worry, babes, we just got started. Because I wanted to shift. Because when all the women become more aware, you'll start to see the change in men. Because men follow us, realistically. Like, they follow us, right? You know, except for the ones that like booty holes. Except for the ones that, you know, like the Badissi. But realistically, all jokes aside, realistically, men follow us. So if women become more aware, you're going to start seeing the shift in men. Now, men will start, because the toxicity with podcasts happens with, oh, just get money. You can do whatever the F you want. Them projecting that and them talking like that is because they know how thirsty women are for men with money. But if women now remain feminine and have their own money, you will see the shift in men in loyalty. And I'm even starting to see the shift in the older generation. The older generation is now trying to make the younger generation see how important it is to get married, because now they see the shift of everyone's talking about, oh, now I don't want to get married, just F these hoes and da-da-da-da-da-da. I've noticed, I was watching an interview with Vibes Cartel on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about how now, you know, Envy's talking about marriage, and now you see DeVito's married, and everybody's trying to like highlight, okay, no, marriage is actually a good thing, because at one point marriage was like, oh, now we're not getting married, we're staying outside. But now men are starting to slowly see that it's not bad to be loyal to one woman. It's not bad, because they have been taught continuously, you shouldn't be loyal to one woman when you make money. And that the only reason that happens is because a lot of women are so thirsty for men with money. But if we remain feminine and have our own money, because money should not make you masculine. Let me clock that again. Money should not make you masculine. Money is just a tool. Money is just your power. It should not make you masculine. You should never have the idea in your head, because you make money as a woman, you don't need a man, and oh, I don't need a man because I make money. Because you are making a covenant, a verbal covenant, to be and rest in your masculine energy. So because you've made that covenant of, oh, I don't need a man, or I got my own money, and oh, I don't, these men are distracting, these men are toxic. Because, and I'm going to clock this, guys. As I just said that, it just ran a thought in my head. That's the reason why you see the women that are so successful attract bums and dusties. Because of what I just said. They made a verbal covenant that, oh, men are distracting, men are toxic. So because they don't understand the power in the tongue, they're saying that they're putting their attention on what they don't want. So because they're putting so much attention on what they don't want manifests in their reality. Bestie. Oh, yeah, I didn't think of it like that. When you put attention on the things you don't want, because you're giving it attention, that is what exactly manifests in your reality. You guys not understanding that. Attention is a form of currency. That's why, if you notice, when you reach a new level of awareness, or when you're climbing the ladder of success, you may see certain circumstances or situations, it tend to pop up in your life to grab your attention. Because once it has your attention, it can throw you off. That's why you realize some partners that you may have as a woman, you may be like, damn, why I'm with him and every time I'm doing good in life, he keeps doing things to distract me. Because attention is also currency. I want you to understand. Money, emotions, and attention is currency. Because once it has your attention, it reflects in your emotion. I'm going to say that again. Once it has your attention, it reflects in your emotion. So it can either make you sad, happy, depressed, unmotivated, whatever. Am I saying something or am I saying something? So we are on how destiny swamping happens spiritually. Okay? Like I said, through verbal covenants, dreams, manipulation, spiritual agreements. You may have said things like, I'll always love him. I don't care if I'm broke. And stop using your tongue to curse your destiny, please. A lot of y'all be thinking, oh, it's the man. No, you are using your tongue to curse your destiny by saying, I don't care if I'm broke. Oh, I don't love money. Money's not everything. Money's the root of all evil. That's a lie. Stop using your tongue to curse and block your destiny. Money supports your happiness, period. If it makes you look greedy or it don't matter how you look in other people's eyes. Money supports your happiness. If you love money, that's okay. Money only wants to be where it's respected. So you saying, oh, I don't need money. Money's not everything, girl. I'm okay to be broke because money's not everything. As long as I'm happy, as long as I got... No. Stop declaring brokenness and poverty on your destiny. No, I want the nice house. I want the watch. I'm getting the watch. I'm getting the house. That's why you see the meanest people have the most things. God don't care if you're bad or good. Stop thinking that, oh, there's some type of, reward for being good all the time. No, there's no freaking reward. You've been good all your life, but look at you. And look at the person who's been evil. Rich. Why? Subconscious mind. They have a way of making you guys suppressed. And I am not very aware. And that's why as Bestie Next Door, because I've told you guys, I am not a spiritual coach. I am not a spiritual coach. I am not a relationship coach. I am exactly what I call myself, Bestie Next Door. And I'm very aware. And as I get this information, I tell you guys these things because I'm not lying to you. As you see the shift in my content, and you can even see the shift around my energy and the way I look at you guys. As I'm looking at you right now directly through the camera, you can feel what I'm saying. There's no difference between you being good or bad. You don't get brownie points for being good. So don't stop thinking, oh, if I'm so good, good things are going to happen. It does not matter. The universe does not care. That's why you see all these evil people like P. Diddy. I don't even want to call P. Diddy evil or anything like that. I don't even want to say that because, who am I to judge? But that's why you see the people who are not the nicest make the most money and live the life they desire. Mental. Mind sight, not eyesight. The universe, God, whoever you worship, does not care if you're good or bad. You do not get points taken away when you do something bad. You do not get points added when you do something good. They don't give a fuck. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. The universe does not care. All it cares about is how you can internally control yourself. Because if you can control yourself internally, and if you are aware, then it's going to show in your reality, external. That's all it cares about. It doesn't care about if you're good or bad. If you rob somebody tomorrow, it doesn't change. It's not like, oh my God, I robbed somebody, so bad things are going to happen to me. No, if you have the confidence, not the, I believe, the confidence that nothing's going to happen to me. Well, I robbed you yesterday, nothing going to happen to me. And you have the knowing, just like how you have the knowing of seeing someone when you're not looking your best. That's exactly what your reality is going to reflect. It's so simple. People like to complicate things to make themselves seem like they're so smart by telling you guys all this jazz and jazz and they like to complicate things. It's just that simple. Nobody cares if you're good or bad. Simple, period, full stop. So, of course, Bestie Next Door doesn't want you to be bad. I want you to be a hoe. I don't want you to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you be seeing, I'll give you guys another example. This is not even has nothing to do with money. That's why you be seeing some of the girls who are the hoest, like they sleep with everything walking. They can't keep their leg closed. They end up getting married because they internally believe they are wifey material. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Because they internally believe that, oh, it don't matter if I, I'm still wifey material. It don't matter if I slept with 100 guys. That's exactly what's gonna manifest in their reality. You be wondering, like, damn, I've been a virgin since I've been a virgin, or I've been celibate, and I still can't get a man to marry me. You be like, I've been a virgin and I've been celibate for 20 years, and I still, or 20 years is a bit far, but 10 years or 5 years, and I still can't get a man to marry me. Because you see what you just did? Do you see what you just did? Verbal covenant. I still cannot get a man to marry me. And I've been celibate for 5 years. Do you see what I just said? Do you see that covenant that a lot of women subconsciously make without realizing and rerouting their destiny, all by believing that they can't get a man and they've been celibate for 5 years, although they see a girl that's been a hoe and they're like, oh, wow, well, I'm gonna just be a hoe too, because shit. Verbal covenant. A lot of you don't realize that you are prophesizing over your destiny with the things you say. You be like, oh, I still can't see. And someone just comment, my problem is making mental covenant with my thoughts. Exactly. Thoughts plus emotion brings your reality. When you continuously think something, it's like you're building a wall. Every thought you have, you're putting a brick down. 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 You're building a wall. I want you guys to understand. This is very deep, what I'm telling you guys. Stop making mental and verbal covenants. What you believe internally is what's going to manifest externally. Simple math. We're not gonna make this complicated. You don't need numbers. You don't need vision boards. And the only reason why I'm gonna knock this in. The only reason why you think these things work is because you believe it works. Oh. So the only reason, so now this, I'm getting goosebumps because, guys, I can't even give you guys all this in one episode. We're going to have to keep going. But I'm going to say this. The only reason why you believe that these, angel numbers and, putting salt and doing this is because you have mentally given it the fuel for it to work. So because you believe it works, that's the reason why it's working. Because you're confident that, if I make a vision board this year, my life is going to be different. Because you have the confidence in that vision board, that's the reason why it's working. It's not because of the vision board. It's not because of the affirmations. It's not because you're journaling. It's your what? Belief. Your confidence in it working. That's the Krabby Patty formula. That is the Krabby Patty formula. Business, money, relationships, self-development, whatever you internalize is what manifests externally. Very simple. That is the secret Krabby Patty formula. You know how some women like to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to buy the oils. Let me buy the oils on TikTok Shop. If I put oils all over my body, it's going to make men give me money. The oil does not work. It's the fantasy they sold you to make you believe. Because if they can get you to believe, Besties waking it up. Besties waking it up. If they can get you to believe, if they can shift you to a degree where you actually feel confident in the product working, it works. Bestie, are you telling the truth? Absolutely. I want to go as simple as Ozempic, and I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. You think you're losing so much weight with Ozempic because you believe it works. Meanwhile, all Ozempic does is help you to not eat psychologically. I'm not even go as deep as postpartum. And some people are gonna be like, no, bestie, no, bestie, you can't go there, bestie. I'm gonna go there. Because why? I didn't experience that because I didn't allow myself to get there. You only become what you believe. So if you believe, oh, postpartum is real, oh yeah, postpartum is going to happen to me too, it happens to everybody, you are accepting the reality. You are accepting the reality of everybody else. So because you are accepting that projection, that is what's going to manifest in your reality. Listen, you are a walking God. I was thinking that Kanye West was crazy when he was saying, I am a God. I am a God. Now I understand his level of delusional. I understand what he mean by Ye, changing his name to Ye and saying, I am a God. He has mastered the highest level of awareness. So no matter how much people try to tarnish his image, he still rises. Because why? His level of awareness. He's not crazy. He's aware. The more, guys, I'm going to say this for the 1,000th time, and I want you to understand, and I want you to internalize exactly what Bestie Next Door is telling you. The more aware you become, the more connect and closer you get to God. Period. If God sins, not if, because you're alive, you're breathing, right? And just to show you how the subconscious mind works, you don't even know that you're breathing right now. Your subconscious mind runs on autopilot. You don't even know that. You haven't realized that, oh shit, I'm breathing. Like, because your subconscious mind is working like, oh, we have to breathe to be alive. Topic for another day. If God created you, just like how you need starch to create rice, you get what I'm trying to say. God is within you too. Let's put down all the external things and let's start doing the internal work. If you want to make more money, become more money. Simple math. And you may say, but Bestie, how do I become more money? Validation, value. How do you value yourself? When you get to a level of awareness and validation internally, you start to see reality start to like, it's like a puzzle. Like, oh shit, like it's like playing Scramble. Like, let's put this together because you are now in control of reality. Reality is not controlling you. So when a parking ticket comes, you're not going to be, oh my God, how am I going to pay the parking ticket? Remember, that's your old way of thinking. Your new way of thinking is, well, obviously the reality have seen that I make enough money to afford this. When you become that delusional to think like that, it's going to surprise you. Just try it. Just try it. Since your old way, the way you've been living is not working, how about we try what Bestie is saying and let's see how it works. Let's just see. Right? All right, let's continue. Settling out of fear. Every time you shrink to keep someone around, you invite energetic stagnation. If you have to shrink to keep a man around, if you have to shrink like, oh my God, you know what? I actually like Prada, but I'm not going to like Prada. I like Coach. Nothing's wrong with Coach. Just giving an example. Like, you know what? I like Chanel, but you know what? It's fine. I'm going to just like Zara because I don't want him to feel. You invite energetic stagnation. And a lot of women shrink themselves to fit a man's needs. But they don't realize that a man will never shrink his needs to fit you. Men would never do that. This is not a gender war. This is not a gender war. This is the truth. A man would never shrink his needs to fit you, to make you happy. Why? Why would he do that? When he knows, because men internalize their validation. Well, some men externalize their validation, but men know that, okay, well, you're replaceable. I can get another girl. But you're like, oh, I'm not sure. So let me just like, downsize. Do not downsize. Shrink yourself for a man because you are inviting energetic stagnation. You have people obsessed, jealous friends, copycats, jealous attachments. People can manifest your energy while secretly wishing it was theirs. Through ignoring your intuition, you give permission to delay. I'm going to say that again. Through ignoring your intuition, you give permission to delay. Now we're on segment 4. How to reclaim your destiny. We're going to talk about how to reclaim your destiny, and then we're going to cut this live short because I'm going to be back tomorrow, right? I'm always here live Monday to Wednesday from either like 8:30 to like 9:30, okay? So, one's in the chat if you guys are ready to reclaim your destiny. One's in the chat if you're ready to learn how to reclaim your destiny. One's in the chat. Oh, tomorrow you guys are gonna be in for a ride tomorrow. You guys better be here tomorrow, 8:30ish, like 8:30. Be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's topic, blow your mind. All right. Okay, I see a lot of ones. All right. The first step is to cut cords and end spiritual agreements, spiritually, emotionally, digitally. Say, I'm gonna say it slow. Eastern time. I revoke every energetic agreement made knowingly or unknowingly that delays my divine path. I'll say that again. Say, wholeheartedly, believe, confidently, I revoke every energetic agreement made knowingly or unknowingly that delays my divine path. Return what's not yours. Return what is not yours. Say, I return every destiny, identity, or energy projected onto me that does not belong to me. Guys, I want to elaborate on that before we move on to the next one. You guys don't realize that a lot of identities are projected onto you. Fear, doubt, your parents, even your family, your friends, they project a lot of energy and identity on you. So you need to return what's not yours, because fear, in Jesus' name, doubt is not yours. And it's the projection of people around you. Oh yeah, dude, I don't think you should start that business. Oh, it's not going to succeed. Oh, damn, losing weight is hard. Reject what is not yours. Return what's not yours. Say, I return every destiny, identity, or energy projected onto me that does not belong to me. Even, for example, you destiny swamp with a man, right? Let's say before you met the man, you were so confident, you were so energetic, you were so motivated. And then after you stopped dealing with him, you became unmotivated. He, destiny swamp, he took your motivation and projected unmotivation onto you. Like, for example, let's say you were such a healthy eater, you were always going to the gym, but now you're dating a man. Now all of a sudden you're not eating healthy anymore. You're eating out, and you guys were doing it together. And now all of a sudden, towards the end of the relationship, you'll see the shift, and that's how you know you're in a destiny swamping position, because you'll see the shift where he is now eating healthy, and now you are stuck in that toxic cycle of not eating too clean. You'll see. You'll be like, damn, now I'm addicted to Chipotle. And now all of a sudden you'll start seeing him in the gym. You'll see him in the gym. You'll see him eating clean, like, oh, nah, babe, I don't want Chipotle. And you're like, but we used to always eat Chipotle and sit and watch Netflix together. And then you'll see all of a sudden he's so motivated to looking good, to getting his body back. I'll say it again. Return what's not yours. Say, I return every destiny, identity, or energy projected onto me that does not belong to me. Amen? Oh, can I say the first prayer again? The first prayer was, someone told me to repeat the first prayer. This is prayer. Cut cords and spiritual agreements. Say, I revoke every energetic agreement made knowingly or unknowingly that delays my divine path. Okay? The second one is return what's not yours. I return every destiny, identity, or energy projected onto me that does not belong to me. Now, we want to revoke every covenant. Every covenant, we want to revoke it. So now listen for the how to revoke every covenant. I revoke every spiritual agreement that delayed my purpose. Very simple. I revoke every spiritual agreement that delayed my purpose. Stop seeking validation. Destiny doesn't require approval. Protect your feminine energy. Your body, your womb, and your voice are scarred. Protect your womb, mind, and energy. As women, our body is a portal. You guys got to understand. You giving your cookie up. You know how you like, oh, well, he about to give me 5,000, so let me give him my cookie. Your body is a portal. That's why some of these successful men love to have sex in between meetings, or they have sex right before it. Because as women, our body is a portal. Protect your womb. Stop allowing these men to come in you unprotected, thinking it's funny and it's cute. It's not funny and it's not cute. A lot of you be raw dogging, like, yeah, I'm just raw dogging. That's my man. Well, it's not cute. Protect your womb at all costs. Your womb is your portal. Protect it at all costs. Protect your feminine energy. Any man that makes you rest in your masculine energy, cut him off. Stop being scared like, oh, am I going to find another guy? You're not going to find someone like him. You're going to find someone better. Because why? You have identified your worth, and Bestie next door is waking it up, and now you're at a different level of awareness to realize that if I believe I can get better, and I'm confident that I can get better, then that's what it will be. Because why? I am a God. And I declare greatness on my life. So because I declare it, and because I say it, that's what it shall be. Just like I'm going to keep using this example so you guys can really understand what I'm saying. Just like how starch is in rice. Starch is in rice, right? God created you, so God's within you. Very, very clear example. Very clear example. Stop seeking validation. Your destiny does not require approval. And I'm going to end this quickly. Stop seeking validation with your friends. Like, oh, girl, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Your destiny does not require approval. The only validation you should be seeking is within. When you have an idea, stop asking, oh, girl, what does this business name sound like? Oh, do you like this name? Oh, what you think about this? Oh, girl, stop seeking validation. Your vision was given to you only for a reason. Because your vision was given to you, somebody else is not going to see it the way you see it. And you can't explain it to them because they would never understand. The best kept secret is a thought. Bestie, what do you mean? The best kept secret is a thought. I can tell you what I'm thinking, but you will never know what I'm thinking. So someone can tell you they support you, but you don't know what they're thinking. They can be like, oh yeah, girl, that name sounds really good. And internally they're like, yeah, that name sounds dumb as hell. Like she ain't making no money with that name. And because it's a thought, because emotion, right? Energy and emotion, because they have that and energy around them, you may not know everything you're doing is becoming sour. That's why they say protect your vision. Protect your vision at all costs. Protect your vision, because sometimes when you share your vision with someone and they don't see it like you, their energy can throw you off and you won't even know. Bestie's making you aware all 2025. Amen? When you want to start a business, when you're looking for advice, sometimes it's better to just sit with yourself. The answers are always within, but you are too busy with the noise externally to hear it. You're so busy with the external noise that you can't hear internal God. You're like, oh, I'm praying to God, I'm not hearing it. You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening. The God within you is talking, but you're not listening because you're so distracted with the external. You're seeking so much validation. You explain. Babes, let me tell you something. All 2025, you don't explain a fuck thing to nobody. Let them think whatever. Yeah. If they want to think you this, if that's what makes you feel good inside, if that's what validates you inside, stop caring about judgment. Stop caring about, oh, what if they think like this? Stop caring. Because remember what I told you guys in the beginning. The universe, God, whoever you worship, doesn't give a fuck if you're good or bad. Clear. Period. Cleared. They don't give a fuck if you're good or bad. You do not get brownie points for being the good girl. Because you see a lot of good girls and they're in shitty relationships. They get shitty men. And you see a lot of bad girls that get married. They get the good men. The universe, God, does not give a fuck if you're good or bad. All it cares about is how mentally aligned you are. How do you feel internally? What are your beliefs? What are you confident in? They don't care. You do not get brownie points for being good. You do not get points removed for being bad. Very simple. Very simple. Amen? Protect your womb, mind, and energy. I mentioned that. What you allow in affects what you birth. What you allow in affects what you birth. Affirm your path. The fourth one is affirm your path. Say, I realign with my highest purpose and I walk in projection. Sorry, let me say that again. I realign with my highest purpose and I walk in protection, not confusion. I'm going to say that again. I realign with my highest purpose and I walk in protection, not confusion. Confusion can slow up your destiny faster than you can imagine. Men love to keep you confused. Family loves to keep you confused. Friends loves to keep you confused. Align with your highest purpose and walk in protection, not confusion. Don't just manifest, move with purpose. I'm going to say that again. Don't just manifest, move with purpose. Faith without action is just fantasy. And you're not here to fantasize. You're here to build. I'll say that again. You see, you can write millions, 20,000, 10,000, 50,000, and look at the numbers like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. But faith without action is just a fantasy. You're not just manifesting, you're moving with purpose. That's the reason why I say when you're trying, I'm going over time. That's the reason why I say when you are trying to manifest something, you can't say, oh, I want 20,000. You have to be 20,000, because when you be 20,000, you begin to move with purpose. When you become $20,000, you move with purpose. Faith without action is just fantasy. And you're not here to fantasize. You're here to build. I want you guys to understand. Stop being fearful in your decisions. And I like to use this example because when I use logical examples, you guys understand it so well when I use logical examples. Like, for example, me talking about earlier that I used this example not once, not twice, not 3 times. I use the example of when you look like shit and you like, oh, I know I'm going to see somebody. I know I'm going to see somebody. And you actually see someone because you were confident that you were going to see someone. So when you're confident, and I want you guys to understand this, when you're confident in whatever it is you're doing, there is no way it's not going to happen. When you are confident in what you're doing, there is no way it's not going to happen. But let me tell you guys this. Somebody asked, how do you become 20,000? Give me a second. When you are entering this new version of yourself, like the person asked me, how do you become $20,000, right? Your old self, that's where the limiting beliefs come in. Right? Because now your old self can't energetically hold $20,000 because money is currency. Currency is energy. So now your old self cannot hold $20,000. So your old beliefs are going to start creeping in. It's going to tell you, oh, this is stupid. This is not working. Oh, everything is going bad. When you can now be aware that that is your old self trying to project fear and doubt onto you, and things have to shake up for it to straighten, you'll start to see things shift. So to become $20,000, you must believe you already have it. And how would you move with $20,000? You must energetically be able to hold $20,000. Like, you need to bring yourself to that highest level of awareness to energetically hold $20,000. What is it going to require from you? How does your $20,000 self behave? How does she speak? How does she think? Is she emotionally unstable? This may sound so simple and it sounds so silly and so cliche, but this is actually how simple reality is. You may say, but Bestie, that's dumb. Try it. You'll see how difficult it is. It's simple. And you know, these gurus like to make it so difficult. They like to make it seem like it's some, oh yeah, you got to make sure you drink salt water. You got to make sure you put sugar at the top of your tongue. You got to make sure you eat 20 roses. But it's just that simple. Become $20,000. You have to be delusional. And it's not, oh, delulu is the sululu. You know, that's the same. But it's more so about, since the universe will never give you what you don't have, you have to believe you already have it. That's the trick. And that's where the battle begins. Because how can you reprogram your subconscious mind to behave like you have $20,000? Now, you may say, oh, well, I believe I have $20,000, so I'm going to spend like it. That's your old self. Your old self. Your old identity thinking like that. Like, oh, we about to blow $20,000. That's the reason why you don't physically have it, because you can't even energetically hold it. Because if you could energetically hold it, you wouldn't want to waste it. Oh, bestie. This is deep. It's deep for you to understand, but as time progresses, you will start to understand exactly what I'm saying. I want to challenge you. Now that you're on this live or you're listening to this replay, I want you to sit down and identify the woman you want to become. Let it be a challenge. Challenge would be like, okay, you want to be $20,000. How do I be $20,000? First of all, identify how you think, what you do, how you dress, how you show up, how you think of yourself. Reality does not need to prove to you it's real. Mindsight, not eyesight. Just the example I used before of a woman who can be 200 pounds, and because she's not mindsight of her being skinny, eyesight, she thinks she's big, that's when body dysmorphia comes in. Reality does not need to prove to you that you have $20,000 for you to feel like $20,000, because realistically, you are only chasing the feeling of having $20,000. Bestie, what are you saying? Oh, you are not chasing $20,000. You are chasing the feeling you will have when you have $20,000. So if you can switch to, instead of trying to chase $20,000, feel like $20,000. That's what I mean by feel like it. Reality has no choice but to catch up with your feelings, because what? You're operating on a different what? Frequency. A lot of you feel like you're chasing money when you're not really chasing money. You're chasing the feeling that comes with money. Clock. Who? You are chasing the feeling that comes with money, not money itself, because money has no value. But the feelings, the emotion, the energy and emotion that you put behind money, that's what you're chasing. You're chasing the emotion. You're chasing the feeling, not money itself. Oh, I gave you guys food for thought. Inside the Wealth Club, you get the blueprint to build, not just wish. Because when you have money, clarity, and alignment, you're unshakable. Now, guys, I'm going to leave you guys with that. If you want to book a one-on-one call with me, you know where to find me. Joining the Wealth Club will also connect you to me deeply, because we will work on your digital wealth and you becoming financially free. Because again, once you master these principles that I'm talking about, which is not going to be added into the Wealth Club in depth, you will now see your reality change. Have a good day.